woke up this morning. So we woke up this morning and now ready to go to drive to Cleveland, Ohio from, let me remind you, Richfield, which is just in about 20 miles away from Cleveland, from its historical city center. And that's what I'm really looking forward to see now. I'm ready.
Get the mail.
A lot of spam there.
Yes, especially now during the election year. Hillary and Donald both want me to vote for them.
Driving to Cleveland, Ohio, and listening to some nice, already old school music. Really love you guys don't have fences here, because it looks great. Russian people are trying to have the fences, and it's not just a fence, like a formal fence, like just for as some kind of decoration, but it's usually a huge fences.
Well, there are gated communities where you'll find very big fences, but this is a very safe area. There's no real need for fences. We'll go through a typical middle-class suburb on our way there, okay?
Speed limit 60. Do you guys have a lot of cameras that fixate the speed increasement?
In downtown cities and in suburbs that want to make extra money, but we don't like them in America. We hate them. We're gonna drive quickly through a typical suburban neighborhood. Typical Cleveland blue-collar neighborhood in the suburb of Parma. This area today, probably $120,000. Yeah. Now we're entering Brooklyn Heights, another suburb.
Brooklyn Heights Village.
Yes. Well, the price of housing here is also factored in with the schools, if they have good schools. Now we will go to a less expensive neighborhood where I lived before I got married. We're actually very close to downtown Cleveland, but it's still somewhat country-like here.
I have seen the deer sign, so you guys have deers here?
Everywhere. Even downtown Cleveland has deer. They follow the river because there's no hunting, and the only predators are automobiles. Here's a small greenhouse, just a small one.
I already told this, but you guys love your flag, American flag.
Yes, I feel very bad. My flag was torn in a windstorm about a week before you came, and I haven't gotten around to buying a new one, so I'm not flying a flag at my house, and I feel bad about that. Now, these houses were built almost 100 years ago, the 1920s.
It's interesting how on many crossroads you don't even have the traffic lights, because once here is the houses, the concentration of people not as big as here would be the multi-flat,
right,
tall buildings, multi-floor buildings, you know, then you would have a huge traffic. Yes. Here you just makes everything, you know, based on, you know, just feeling of who really can get faster through this or that crossroads. But here in Russia we have a rule of so-called, you know, the right hand.
Same here.
Yeah.
If we both pull up to this intersection, this guy gets to go first.
Yes, because he is from the right hand from you.
This is my old neighborhood. Teresa and I were married in 2005. I bought a house, we'll drive by it, in 1993. And I was single, and I wanted a small house that I didn't have to mow grass for 3 hours. I could mow my lawn in 10 minutes. There's an abandoned house. In the 2008 depression, a lot of houses were abandoned because people couldn't make the payments, so the bank took them over.
And probably sold for a very
small amount, yes. In fact, my house, I sold it when I got married in 2005. I bought it for $60,000. I sold it for $85,000, a nice profit. The person who bought it from me couldn't make the payments, and so he left it, and he didn't have the heat on, and the water pipes burst and were flooding the house for several days before the neighbors discovered it. So the house was selling for $18,000. It broke my heart because I put a lot of work into the house, and it just went all...
So you could buy it back, maybe?
I thought of it, but what would be the point? Here, this was my house, and it looks like crap now.
This is your house?
This was my house. Yes. I had a new garage door. Oh, look at that, a Mercedes, but a crappy wooden door. What's up with that? And apartments for young families and old people.
Two houses staying next to each other, but near one was the label Hillary. Another had Trump. Yeah. However, I hope they will still stay a good neighbors.
I'll tell you, this is the most contentious election in my life. I have to say that. We are becoming very polarized. Already on Facebook, many people who were friends have not, they've unfriended each other because of political reasons. Very old houses. This is the neighborhood of Tremont, and you used to be able to buy a house here for $5,000. Now, because of gentrification, they're selling for $150,000. But you need to put a lot of work into them. 100 years ago, there were a lot of Polish and Russian immigrants living here.
Do you think they still have some?
Oh yes. I mean, Chicago, by the way, has more Poles than any other city but Warsaw. Cleveland, we have Czechs, Ukrainians, Slovaks, not so many Russians, but we have a street near our art museum. It's called the Cultural Gardens, and each ethnic group or country can create a garden with statues. We'll drive through there. We just opened the Russian garden. It's very recent. Does that look familiar?
Yes,
Onion domes?
Yes, it looks like an Orthodox church.
These were built about 10, 12 years ago. But what I think is unusual to notice, no matter how simple the house, no matter how inexpensive the house, everybody has satellite cable TV. the dish. This is an area we would definitely call the trendy neighborhood. A lot of art galleries, a lot of boutique restaurants.
Ukrainian flag?
Ukrainian flag, yes. And the largest elementary school in the world, I was told, at the time. Tremont, it's huge. As you can see, the roads aren't always great here. So Vika is a beatbox?
She trying.
We have Spanish churches, we have a Greek church, we have Russian Orthodox churches. So in one small neighborhood you have many, many different churches. Oh, okay, Fairfield, detour back go this way to 90. This is the flats, and that's the Cuyahoga River. And this bridge just opened. It's a brand new bridge in the last few days. That's the Cleveland Indians baseball, and behind it is the Coliseum where the Cleveland Cavaliers play. And then the American football stadium is down on the lakefront. We may, in a few days, be the baseball champions. We are also the Calder Cup hockey champions, like UFA, and we are the basketball champions this year. It's very rare for Cleveland to be a championship city, so we're trying to get used to it. We normally get close and then fail to win the championship. Those are warning stripes to say, slow down. One of our coal-fired electrical plants. Now, if we go this way, about 1,000 meters from this corner, is one of the old nuclear surface-to-air missile sites built during the Cold War. It's on the lakefront, right on the edge of the water, built to shoot down Soviet bombers.
Damn.
Now this is Martin Luther King Boulevard, and there's the city greenhouse up there, but you'll see these small gardens dedicated to various ethnic groups. But Cleveland has more Irish and Italian, so you'll see big gardens for them. The Italians, very big, because there are a lot of Italians. Hungarians, a lot of Magyars here. A lot of Hungarians as well. Croatians, the Finns, and India, there's Gandhi. And Syrians. The Syrians. So on certain days, if they want to celebrate, there'll be 1,000 people down here, and traffic will be terrible.
At the tone, please record your message.
Evan, where are you? It's 1:39 and you're missing a chance to talk to the Baklakovs. Bye.
Huntington Galleries.
Yes.
The Museum of Arts. Getting inside of the Cleveland downtown.
The downtown area, yes. 57. This is Cleveland Public Auditorium. It's where the Beatles performed in 1964.
I really love the Beatles. Well, I guess everybody knows.
Who doesn't love the Beatles? Welcome, Sergey, to Cleveland.
Staying here on the public square, I can see that first of all I've got interested in is this building. Looks almost like one of the Stalin skyscrapers. Definitely shorter, way shorter, but the main idea is definitely like a Stalin skyscraper.
It's Cleveland Terminal Tower. It was built in 1927 as a train station and office building, and now it's going to be hotel. It's going to be apartments.
There's the hotel, which is called Renaissance.
Cleveland Renaissance.
The Beatles have been here.
Stayed there twice. Yes, 1964 and 1966.
This is Evan. Hi, Evan.
Hi, welcome to Cleveland.
Yeah, 2 members of the Uss Cod Submarine crew. This fountain was just put in this summer for a place for kids to have fun, and maybe for people who step in something that a dog left, you can come over and rinse your shoes off. It's fun. It's brand new. Soldiers and Sailors Monument. It was built in 1892 to honor the men from Cleveland who served in the Civil War, the American Civil War. So it's been here for well over 100 years, and it wouldn't be Cleveland without the Terminal Tower and the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. The Huntington Bank Building, which it's a glass atrium and a big granite tower behind it, and some architects who didn't like it said it looked like a drugstore scale for people to find their weight.
For the first time in my life here, I can see such thorns made here special for prevention people to sleep here.
People were, if you know who Queen Victoria, who was a
This weather is not typical.
That's because we came.
That's right.
You will see that when we will leave, the weather will get spoiled.
Please stay.
Yeah,
stay
please
much
stay.
longer, yes.
Unfortunately, can't this time.
This is the Grand Arcade in Cleveland, built in 1892. It's a National Historic Landmark, and it's considered the father of the modern-day mall.
So it's like the first mall
First mall, right?
in the world.
That's what they're saying.
А давайте в тот магазин сходим. Папа, ничего себе. Папа, смотри, какой большой. Давай так
Бузл.
купим.
This is just for Vika. I am not eating any of this.
I'm getting my own bag.
Well, that's got to be a big seller. Right next to the baby bottle. That used to be the Cleveland Trust Bank headquarters with the Lewis Comfort Tiffany Dome. And this is one of the architectural gems of Cleveland, and thankfully it's now open as a grocery store. So people can enjoy the beauty of the dome.
Do you think that here was the guy whose name was Cleve, and it was his land, so that's why he
No,
called?
in fact, we can walk by the statue of General Moses Cleveland. He landed here in 1796 with a surveying party to make the land available to settlers in Connecticut.
Okay, so it's just the last name of that guy. It's not
Yes, but-
like the guy Cleve was, and he owned the land.
That's a bunch of restaurants and bars.
It's like a Rubenstein Street in St. Petersburg.
Yes. Yes, or Bourbon Street in a very small version of Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Cleveland used to be the 5th largest city in the United States. Now I think we're 27th or so. We shrank and other cities grew.
The Stalin Tower. I'm going to call it from now on.
What's the average price for parking in downtown here?
Too much. It depends on where it's located. Near the sports stadiums, it can be $40, $50 to park.
And during events, it could get upwards of $100.
Well, that's like for the World Series, but during sporting events, $30, way too much. And then during the day, if there's no big sporting event, maybe $10.
Now we came where?
To the Uss Cod Submarine Memorial.